Hello, my name is Rachel Barrett, and I'm a Global Studies and Spanish double major with a minor in Teaching English as a Second Language and Linguistics. I took Representing East and West as my Global Studies seminar with Dr. Jeannie Dabino this semester, and it's been really enlightening. As a Global Studies major, it's really important to not only gain perspective of the world, but also to see how the world perceives things. So in this class, we've read selected literature that allows us to get a better understanding of how the East represents the West and vice versa. And also, it allowed us to get a better understanding about a country that I don't know a lot about, which is Turkey. And sometimes the world doesn't know how to define or place Turkey because it's a part of Europe, but it's also a part of the East. So the citizens in Turkey also get frustrated with the Western confusion of its placement. But honestly, they're just like us. In this class, we've been able to Skype with Turkish students about a lot of things. And one of the things we talked about was the bombings that have happened this year in two of their biggest cities. One is their capital and the other is Istanbul. And they're not happy with the lack of media coverage or the lack of support from Western countries like the US, like France and Brussels have received when they were bombed. As if so, it's like saying they're not as important, but these cities are actually just as big, or if bigger than or than the cities that have been affected by the bombings in France and Brussels. But one of my favorite parts about the video chatting was putting faces to a country. It's kind of hard to connect with a place until you have a personal reason. So when I meet new people, especially when I travel, I think of the people that I met when I come back home. So instead of thinking about the country itself and the facts that I know about the country, I think about the people and I see their faces. And sometimes I think the US forgets to do that. And so it's also been pretty cool to witness that the young people have very similar outlooks on life and society like we do. They're eager to speak and act and make a difference, but they're also really eager to learn. And I think that's really important. Our generation has a lot of passion all over the world, and I can tell that we can and are going to make a difference. So one of my favorite conversations with the Turkish students, we were talking about their current president, Erdogan, who has received 60% of the population approval, but it's mostly rich businesses, older people, and factories, and usually companies that aren't necessarily very good for the environment. And we asked the students if they agree with his policies, and immediately a girl yells and says, "No!" And then she elaborated and told us why, and you could just see the passion that she has, that the young people have here, that we have, we're concerned for our country and the future. And so it's really cool to see that. But if you have any more questions about the class, I'd be happy to tell you more about it. It's been a really great semester and I've really learned a lot. So, thank you.